Hello again, Steve here with a bit of a comment about to do with E. Michael Jones once again. Kind of gotten into some of his stuff. Not so much that I agree with his theology. It's just that he's old school, kind of a ballsy guy, kind of like my dad. Doesn't really give a care what other people think about him. But he's got a lot of interesting things to say, which apply rather universally, whether one's religious or not. And I saw him in a conversation with somebody recently, and I think somebody asked him what his it had to do with something to do with sexuality anyway. So he showed his humorous side, but he said basically that I stand for unprotected intercourse, and he didn't even smirk at all. He just carried on with what he was getting at. Of course, it had the sexual innuendo to it as well, but he was talking about, of course, verbal intercourse, right? Which is that course just means action, basically. So sexual intercourse is sexual action, verbal intercourse is verbal action, and it's freedom of speech. So that's what he's talking about there. So I thought that was interesting, rather humorous, and I just wanted to comment on it. So E. Michael Jones, very interesting stuff, and and of course, in reference to that, it comes down to freedom, right? And as some of you know, I'm a big freedom advocate. I mean, I walked 8,000 kilometers a couple of years ago with a freedom flag on my back. You can check it out. There's still some of it there, I think, at Freedom Walk Steve on Facebook. If you search that, I think you'll find it. You can see some of my story on there. And did speeches along the way wherever I could, impromptu, organized, prearranged, etc. as I walked along, and it was a great time. So I would stand with E. Michael Jones there, that I'm also stand for unprotected intercourse. Absolutely. Talk again soon. Bye for now.